Are we on? Are we good?
Yeah. Man, dude, it's been a long time since we've been over here, man.
It's been about, let's say, 2.5, 3 months.
No, for real.
About 2.5, 3 months. We got very special guests. 2022, we starting off strong.
Starting off real strong. But we can't just start up. Bro, it's been almost a year, brother. Welcome back to the No Fanz podcast, everybody. I know y'all been waiting. We've been working in the back, planning, cooking, scheming. And we here now. We got some good stuff. We got some content coming out for you guys that you guys are going to really enjoy. It was literally last January when we did the podcasting and everything. And then we took a hiatus. But look, it was all worth it. Okay? It was all worth it. I'm telling you. But we back now. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and get through the introductions real quick.
Yeah, we already know who it is. It's your boy Jay, co-host of the No Fanz podcast. We got my man Benji over here, co-host of the No Fanz podcast. And we got D-Pro Elite Darius, man, the one and only, man. And then we got a very special guest today, man. This is the information podcast day. This is get everybody on track. Get your life together.
Get your life together.
So we have my uncle, we got John Cruz.
Yes, sir. If we had a little B-pad thing, we'll do the applause.
Yeah, we had the B-pad. We're going to get it one day.
Yeah, we're going to get it one day, you know? Man, I just can't stress enough. It's been a long time, dude. Like, I feel a little rusty, you know what I'm saying? We was in here moving around, trying to get everything set up for y'all.
Things on the books, everything, man. We got things planned out, some new adventures. We trying to test out the waters and everything, man. We trying to expand the business, bring people in. Bring a new team, everything, man. You see Darius?
You see him?
He came back.
You see him? You feel me? And if y'all remember, he was also a part of that episode when we had Mo guests. I think that was like episode
3?
No, 3.
3? Yeah, episode
3. That was a cool episode, I ain't gonna lie. It was pretty cool. The vibes were right.
If you haven't checked it out, man, go on to YouTube, episode 3 of the podcast. Very interesting episode. Him and
Josiah. Yes, sir. Josiah, my man. But you know what I'm saying? We've been to kick this off. Y'all already know what we about to do, what we do all the time. It's like we do it religiously. We do our TV and movie recommendations, and I got a couple for everybody. All right, so number 1, right? Gotta pull out my notes, y'all. It's been a minute. All right, I put some stuff on here. It's been a minute, okay? But my number 1 pick, I literally just watched it today. I finished it. The movie Don't Look Up on Netflix. Have y'all seen it?
I was thinking about watching it.
Yeah, dude, you need to watch it for sure.
Is that the one with like Leonardo DiCaprio and?
Yeah.
I watched half of it.
You watched half?
I fell asleep.
Hey, look, we doing progress out here, y'all. Remember, we couldn't get him to watch nothing. I'm the only one out here.
Hey, it's hard. It's hard to be out home watching shows, man. I be trying.
You be trying. That's all we ask. You know what I mean? But that's number 1. That's number 1 pick. It's on Netflix and everything like that. The number 2 pick, it's called Stay Close. It's a movie. I mean, not movie. It's a TV series, limited series. It's a foreign show. I think from like England or something like that. But basically, this show is about this woman who's has it all. You know what I'm saying? Husband, 3 beautiful children, just a happy life in the suburbs. And I feel like everybody can watch this and learn something. Her closet is coming out and getting cleaned out and everything like that. It's a really good show. It's like 8 episodes. It's a really good show. Y'all should go check that out for sure. And the last one, Chicago Party Ant, another Netflix show. It's just an animated cartoon show, you know, for like adults and stuff like that. You know the vibes. But really, besides that, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Netflix is slipping.
Yeah.
And Hulu.
Netflix. Yeah, I don't know. That's what Netflix.
Like, there's just no shows.
Like third-party sites. You probably do some websites ain't nobody heard of to watch.
For real, them bootleg websites. You got the people walking in front of the screen, in front of the camera and everything. Got the baby in the bag crying. He said, I watched the new Spider-Man movie, which was great. You know what I'm saying? He tried to tell apart. That's not even what happened in the movie. I think somebody just got in front of the camera.
Yeah, that's some bootleg ones, man. I haven't seen bootleg stuff like that in a minute, but I mean, back in the day, back in 06,
Yeah.
when you want to watch movies, you have to watch those bootleg
bootleg CDs, brother. I had a whole little gallery of some bootleg CDs. I had X-Men Last Stand, fresh out the modem after it just got copied on now. Yes, sir. It was terrible.
Uncle used to scratch them things up them. I don't know what side you went on, man. You went to Walmart, buy them little blank CDs and scratch them things on there.
By the bundle pack, it's like 50 of them in there.
You see people standing up with their popcorn and walking.
For real, man.
That's crazy.
But yeah, we got the homies, Uncle.
Yes, we
Uncle
finna
John.
spit y'all to
That's
some
me.
knowledge, man. We finna
Why don't you introduce yourself to the people?
Well, as Jalen said, I'm his uncle, and I've been in business a long time, and so he called me up and asked if I would come and sit in on the show and just talk about a little bit about entrepreneurship and making something out of nothing. So I couldn't tell him no. So here I am, and I appreciate you guys having me.
Yes, sir. And we thank you for coming. I don't know. Well, no, I actually know you know about the Antonio Brown thing. I wanted to talk about that. I didn't read into it too deeply to the point where I know why he walked off the court or whatever. But the stuff I was watching, it was like crazy. He met up with that was like the night before or whatever. He met up with some I forgot the girl's name, but like she's a chick who licked the toilet seat on the airplane.
Yeah, she got famous for licking toilet seats, the COVID challenge.
Yeah,
COVID.
It's crazy.
Wow.
I know, right? It was like when I remember it was like right when like COVID was just like it got its name.
Yeah, people didn't think it was serious back then, so they was like, oh yeah, COVID challenge. You know, they were licking random things, and then all of a
we're
sudden,
not doing that.
That's what she like it. She put her head back. She.
But yeah, he snuck her in, and then obviously they did what they did, and then the Bucks tried to offer her like $10K to keep quiet and all that. And then the next day, well, he knew he was gonna walk off that same day, cause he texted her saying, "Watch what I'm gonna do the next day on Sunday game," and then that's when he went in, took off his stuff, and then left, cause he said he was injured.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's right. He was like he had an injury, and they were like overlooking his injury or something like that, and like gave him like some super pain meds or something like that. It was crazy. I was just like, dang, dude, for real? Like that made you walk off y'all just forget the whole game. We gone. We gone.
It's just a lot, in football, and you don't really know what everybody's going through. So I don't know what he's going through mentally. I really don't know, cause you're getting paid millions.
For real,
You're getting paid millions to do what you do, but he said that the coach didn't care for what he said. He said he texted the coach saying that he was injured, and the coach said that he just overlooked it. So, I mean, I don't know, man. Like everybody going through what they deal with, so he must be going through some stuff.
For real.
Mentally.
And speaking of going through stuff, now I'm not all into the Island Boys or whatever, but
I know about him a little bit.
What's his name? Kodiak Red.
Yeah.
So allegedly,
Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I was
Kodiak
like,
Red?
you took
Okay.
Kodak and then Trippy Red and then put Odiak at the end and just put it together.
So what? Trippy Red from Florida also?
I think so.
Trippy
Yeah.
from
Is he?
Canton, Ohio.
Oh,
Ohio.
okay. I know Kodak from Florida, so I thought that he just mixed two Florida rappers.
Oh
into
yeah,
one.
yeah. Honestly, for real, I thought that too at one point. But I actually saw this story probably like 2 days ago, and basically, homeboy got exposed. Like his girl exposed him for beating her and stuff like that, right? And I was just like, yo, what is going on here? I guess they're broken up now, but I had to put that in the notes because I was like, I don't know. I don't understand what it is. I think me personally, it's probably the clout and the money and everything that like has these girls dealing with dudes like this. Because my girlfriend was also telling me about Jaden the Youngin, Jada Youngin or whatever.
Who's that?
Bro. Oh my gosh.
You said Jada Youngin?
Yeah, Jada Youngin. You know who he
Oh,
is?
that's a rapper.
Yeah, he a rapper. But
I gotta do better.
yeah, you gotta do better,
I'm
bro.
on the podcast, see, I'm supposed to know all this. I don't know who none of these people.
Look, we rusty, all right? We rusty. We been working, grinding, planning, scheming, plotting. But I wanted to talk about that because I just don't understand why, like, some of these females just put themselves in these situations. Don't get me wrong. I bet the dude's smooth, sweet talking you and whatever. But ladies, you gotta watch out for the major signs, man. Why don't you, like, I don't know if we talked about it last time, but y'all gotta start arguments in your relationships. We gotta make that a thing. Cause you gotta know what you getting yourself into. You gotta make sure if your partner is okay. Like, if y'all get into an argument, they ain't gonna go off the hinges putting their hands on you and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta test the waters. And I feel like in situations like that, those are like some situations where they haven't tested the waters. They're just there for fun. And then, you know, both start rocking, hands start flying.
With most of these, influencer relationships, they're not really real relationships. They're just people who, girls who might be attracted to clout or money.
Yeah.
And then see, him on the uprise, and then, they get with them, and it is what it is. It's the same thing with, like, all of these relationships. Same thing with, like, the baby and Danny Lay, because it's like, you gotta look at it like, well, if so-and-so didn't have this or this, then, most likely she would not be with him if he didn't have this or this. So they're not really real relationships based on, like, oh, I like the person as a person. They're really, I like the person for what he got. So I never look at really famous relationships as like, oh yeah, that's the relationship that's gonna last, or that's the relationship that you should, like, embody your relationship afterwards. So I just look at it all like it's all part of the game.
It's all part of the game. You guys believe in those industry relationships, as in like how you said, they're not really there to work out all the way, but I feel like some of them are in relationships because for, like, clout purposes. Like, both parties are gonna get a lot of notoriety from being together,
Oh, they do.
You feel me? Yeah, I be feeling like that's like a lot, besides like Jay-Z and like Cardi B and Offset and them like that, you know what I mean? Because in those situations, you see them, they're still together and everything, and it's just like, okay, that's not fake. You know what I mean? Like, even when they go do their little ups and downs or whatever, they still together. But then you got everybody else is like, oh yeah, no, we together, blah, blah. Probably there for a couple months, maybe a year, if it's long enough. And then, boom, headlines, boom, boom, boom. It's just a bunch of stuff that I just think is ridiculous. And look, we don't got enough clout yet. You know what I'm saying? So can't relate.
But that's actually a good starting point for my first question. So my first question would be like, so when you start actually being, like, successful, there's like a difference in, like, the dating game.
When you say dating, you mean dating women?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a huge difference. So
tell us about it. We on the way there. You know what I mean? But black men don't cheat.
No, I think it's a huge difference. I mean, men and women are both ambitious. And just like, if I were to ask any of you guys to make a list of the things that are most important for you and the type of woman that you want to spend your time with, that list is going to be comprised of, it's going to have some similarities and it's going to have some differences in it. Women are no different. And because one of the things that women need most is security, generally, they want a man that is about something, that's going somewhere, that's bringing a level of security. So I noticed that as in my career, as I earned more money, I started getting attention from women that in high school would have never given me attention.
Yeah.
And it's, not purely because, but it had a lot to do with the fact that they knew that I could bring a level of security. So yeah, I think that as soon as you start earning more, you will become noticed, and the quality of woman that you're going to get is going to change.
And that's so funny that you say that, because our female episode, we promised y'all like 3,000 years ago, we ran into something like that, actually.
Yeah.
To make a long story short, we had to scrap the episode. Like my brother Jalen said, we got to get more clout, because we was doing the scheduling. One girl canceled, the other didn't, just straight up didn't reply at all. It's like, oh, okay. And then the one who is still down to come, we're just trying to see if she wants to bring a friend or something like that, and basically gave her the choice if she wants to come or not. But
I mean,
that goes to a lot of what you were just saying. Like, I feel like we don't have the notoriety left. I mean, not left, but it's not up just yet. It's getting there, but we're not there just yet to where it's like, oh, you guys are No Fan Podcast dudes? Oh my gosh.
Can I come on the podcast, please? I got so much I want to talk about. Well, what's your name?
Yeah. And I got a second question too. So what advice do you give to, like, young men? Do you think it's better for them to find someone while they're making it, or should they make it to find someone?
And that's a tough question. That's a very tough question, and I don't profess to be any type of relationship guru. Let me put that disclaimer out
Look,
there.
we gonna put it right under there.
Yeah.
Disclaimer: he is not a relationship guru. Don't
But,
be buzzy.
These are hard-hitting questions because these are questions people really want to know.
Exactly.
but I think, from my own standpoint, I think that if you are involved with a young lady that is not as ambitious as you are, then I think that it could become a distraction, and it keeps you away from your goal longer than it would be if you had someone that is saying, hey, you hold them, I'ma cut them, and somebody that's really involved and down for your business, your cause, your hustle. So, for me, if I had it to do all over again, I would only want to be involved with a young lady that is equally as ambitious as I am, that saw the value in my goals and my dreams and wanted to get on board and help me build that because she saw her existence, manifesting in that idea. Other than that, I mean, it can be, women are a huge distraction for, a young man that needs to be focused. And so the only thing I'd say is that if she's not helping you, and pushing you and encouraging you, then it's better to be alone until you accomplish some things. Because, most men don't want to be 40 some odd years old before you get the opportunity to live the type of life that you want to live, and so time is short. You got to work hard, fast, and diligent.
I totally agree with that too, because that's kind of how my relationship I'm in right now. We support each other, and we doing good. You know what I'm saying? We both in school. I'm pushing her, she pushing me. We a power couple. That's all. You seen that movie, Best Man's Holiday and Best Man?
Yes.
That's my movie. I was just like, look at all these beautiful black folk
Doing things
in the big house.
That's
With the
right.
chilling.
That's right.
Look at that big old Christmas tree. I don't even care that they just had a fight. Look at all these beautiful black folk. That's my movie that inspired me to have that type of relation. I'm like, yeah, I need me a ride.
You know a movie, I'm not gonna say inspired me, but a movie I was like, you know what I do want a black woman is the movie with, what's the dude from Get Out?
Dude, I don't know his name, but I know what you're talking about.
It's the one with him and they was like that Bonnie and Clyde one.
Oh yeah. It's like Bonnie and Clyde, but they're
the
black.
version.
King and Slim.
King and Slim. Yeah, that one. I was like, hey man, you know what? That's a ride or die person right there. That's hard to find out here.
I know. Spoiler alert, they jumped out a 3-story window. That was crazy.
Yeah, they didn't make it.
They ain't make it.
Giving the movie away now.
I know.
Man, if y'all ain't watched that movie,
right?
man, that movie been out for 3 years now, man.
I know, man.
We gonna make the movie. Y'all
We
need to go
going
watch
against
the movie.
our own code. We don't spoil nothing over here, but we just had to. That movie's a good movie. Just because we told you what's gonna happen, we ain't really tell you what's gonna happen.
We ain't tell you what's gonna happen. Y'all know. It's
For
like,
real.
You can watch the movie.
Homie could have got ran over by a plane or something. And we just would have been like, yeah, they went off in the sunset.
But you got to keep in mind that women are going to say the same thing. If you ask your ladies out there, is it easy to find someone that they would consider ride or die? They would say, man, it's not easy. Just like young men say the same thing, so.
I mean, yeah, it's true. I mean,
But I feel like
true.
it's kind. I don't know. It's kind of like it depends on like your situation, and what I mean by that is like you do have some dudes. It's like okay, we got a pile. We got the men over here. We got females over here. Within the female pile, you have those females who, like you said, headstrong. They're there for the support and help building up something. And it's like you got the same like-minded group of people on the men's side. And I feel like, and I be saying this a lot, social media got everybody brainwashed. Because people look at celebrities and they look at all these successful people and they be trying to live their life through them or whatever. Or like vice versa. They see them and they're like, oh, I'm going to go to the club, I'm going to buy a section, and I'm going to have all the hoes. But you can't even afford a $5 thing from McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? You just spent your whole check for what? Trying to flex. I can't relate to that. I'm like, dude, what is there to flex for? Like, I believe if you got something to flex it for sure. But be humble with it. But if you cannot financially do that, don't just stay cool. Get your money up. grind, work for what you want, and create a vision board. I like vision boards.
No, I don't know what that is.
You don't know what a vision board is?
Uh-uh.
Basically, it's a board that you can either put like pictures. It's basically you design it and you put in your goals and aspiration like in a physical space. A vision board basically keeps that at the forefront of your mind, like, this is what I'm working for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, scheduling actually is very beneficial to where you want to go.
Yeah, for
sure.
real.
Writing it down, putting it down somewhere.
Exactly. 'Cause that's what we trying to do. We trying to make No Fans an umbrella. Spread out
Sir.
to like other mini podcasts within this whole foundation that we building. I have another question that wanted to know. Have you ever read a book, this book, 50 Cent's book? Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter?
No.
No?
Tell me about it.
I just got it for Christmas and it's awesome. Like, I'm on chapter 3 right
Okay.
now. And I've been like applying a bunch of stuff that I've been reading from it, like in my everyday life. You know, he said, well, he was saying there was a part in the book where he's like, some people will have that drive to hustle hard, but then where they fail is that they don't put that into anything. You know what I mean? To where it's hustling smarter. And I thought that was so cool because I was like, it makes a lot of sense. Like, you can be like, go to work all the time, work hard, boom, boom. You saving, you working up, getting all this money, saving it, boom, boom. But it's like, what are you doing with that money though? You're just hustling just to stack it up, but it's not like you're investing it into anything or like using or coming up with something to use that money for. Well, like my time reading it, I'm just like putting like pieces together from my own life with all this new like knowledge to my fingertips. Because I got that book and I got the 48 Laws of Power for Christmas. Yeah, I'm reading them in order. You know what I mean? Gotta get that 50 Cent out the way. Gotta learn how to hustle harder and hustle smarter. And then I'm gonna learn how to obtain 48 different types of power and stuff.
That's a good book.
Yeah, I know everybody talk about that book, The 48 Laws of Power.
Oh man, we're gonna talk about it once I start reading it though.
But no, I really want to get to the business questions. So
Yes,
I want to
sir.
know, like, how long you been an entrepreneur?
Since 1994.
94.
That's when I took my first dive into entrepreneurship. I was a mortgage broker. I opened up a mortgage business. I was a mortgage salesperson, right? And was the top salesman at the company that I was with, and thought that that would transpire or transfer into being an excellent business owner of a mortgage company. And it didn't.
It didn't.
No.
What happened?
We failed miserably. We went out of business. So, but you know, we gave it the good try.
Yeah.
Being good at one thing does not necessarily mean that you're ready to, if you make a great sandwich, you're not necessarily ready to open up a sandwich shop.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know that at the time. So I got into business and then realized that what it took to make a good loan officer, there was a different set of skills that I needed to learn and possess in order to become a good business owner. And it took me a couple businesses, but then I got it figured out, and we made great revenue.
So in 94, how old were you?
I was 23.
So you opened a mortgage company at 23.
23.
23. Big 23. Big stepper.
Did you have a team you opened it with, or you just opened it like
No, it
by
was
yourself?
It was me and a cousin, and my cousin had been in business before, never in the mortgage business, but he had business experience. And and I don't want to say failed miserably. We did okay. We just did not get the results that I expected us to get. And then he and I did not see eye to eye on how we thought the business should be run.
Mhm.
And since he was older than me, more established than me, I elected to just walk away from the business, and I went and started another business on my own, and then built it up.
And how'd that turn out for you as well?
That turned out magnificent. I became the largest mortgage broker in the entire state of Texas. So that worked out
It's that hard
very,
work,
very well.
persistence. How many L's through like out your entrepreneur journey? How many L's have you taken? Like,
Man, a lot.
a lot.
Yeah, a lot. And I can't even count. Doing well in business is not all about doing well all the time.
Yeah.
Even being a millionaire or a multimillionaire or a billionaire, you're going to have losses. You're going to because first of all, you're a risk taker. You know, you're putting things, you know, on the table to see what works and what doesn't work. And a lot of times you don't get the outcome that you set out to get. And there are times that, you know, at least for me, like in 2000, I became the largest mortgage brokerage in the state of Texas. And then by 2008, I was flat broke because of what happened in the economy. Yeah. So I had 20 plus foreclosures on my credit, and I lost my construction company, lost all my money in the bank, and was starting from scratch all over again.
Just got a whole fresh reboot.
Yeah. And so, but you know, you pick up the pieces, you keep hustling, you keep moving, you keep your relationships, and I will tell you, you know, young men, that the thing that really made me more than anything was probably my relationships first, and then my knowledge second, and my work ethic third. And do not burn your relationships, man. I mean, that's the only thing that I can say. Be a man of your word. If you say you're going to be there, be there. If you owe it, pay it. If you, you know, and when I went flat broke, the very first thing that I did was went through my list of relationships, and I was able to parlay those relationships to get me back in the game, to get me off the sidelines. Relationships are very, very important.
It's so crazy that you said that, because I passed that in the book that I'm reading, because he was talking about building your team. You got to have the right people on your team. You got to make sure like they're able to handle loss, shrug it off, and just keep it moving. And right now that's what we're in the middle of doing at the moment, finding like some camera guys, you know, people really for behind the scenes work and everything. And even for like when, let's say I can't attend the podcast for a podcast episode, I know I can trust Jalen 100% to just take the show, run with it.
Yeah.
You can either do it solo or have the homie come on as the other co-host and everything. And we just trying to, like I said, I want to make it into an umbrella, because I forgot. Well, I didn't forget. It was one day I was laying in bed where it just hit me. I'm like, I just want to learn everything. I want to start stuff. And then that's when No Fanz came about. I'm just like, this is perfect.
Yeah.
Told Jalen about it, sold him an idea. I was like, yeah, bro, we got this. We can do this for sure. And we've been learning a whole lot. We've been networking. We've had a couple bumps in the road, you know? Honestly, the whole entrepreneur journey is just fun. You know, y'all should try it. Y'all should go for it. I always say go for it, you know what I mean? Because it's just, if you're a risk taker and you can already shrug off your losses and stuff, dude, you're there. Just jump in. You know what I'm saying? And that's coming from somebody who can't swim.
I think like the statistic is like an entrepreneur or businessman, you gonna fail at least 3 times. Like the average entrepreneur goes bankrupt like 2 or 3 times before they actually find a business that's successful. So you gotta, like, you know, if you're getting into like entrepreneurship or you wanna get in your own business, you gotta know that, you know, maybe your first idea or second idea might not work out, but eventually if you tweak it enough, and like you said, it's all about, I've been hearing it since like junior high. Like it's all about who you know and not what you know. Like if you know people, then they can really get you far and where you need to go, because they can really help you out. Like I said, like I know people like Darius, who got, you know, equipment, and I got a photographer from PV that I know that's gonna come on the 16th, and he's a photographer, he can edit and all that. So it's really, you know, who you know, because they can really help you out in your craft to expand what you want in your business and all that.
And your vision, man.
Yeah.
It's all about the vision. I'm sorry, y'all. My wire is all confuddled, and I'm just, okay, I'm gonna stop. I need a fidget toy. My dog ate it and everything. I just be messing with stuff. But I got another question. What advice would you give all the other young entrepreneurs out there? Like if you could give them your go-to like advice that's always held you down throughout your journey of being an entrepreneur and everything, what would you tell them?
I think if I could tell you the one thing that it took to be successful, is that there isn't one thing. Success is and first of all, success is like beauty. It's in the eye of the beholder. I mean, At one time, success for me was just being able to earn enough money to pay all of my bills
Mm-hmm.
and not get a pink notice from a light bill and not,
Yeah.
have my landlord threaten to lock me out on the 5th of the month. That was success for me. And then I reached that. Then success for me became, being able to make sure that my old raggedy car, I could keep the maintenance up on it, and then I was able to hit that. But the thing is about success, it's not any one thing that you're going to do that's going to get you there. It's a combination or a culmination of all the things that you do well, and you really need to look at that. I mean, it's not just who you know, it's not just what you know, it's not just what you do. It's also how you think. It's also how you internalize things. It's how do you see yourself on the spectrum of the universe? Do you see yourself as a god? Do you see yourself as a victim? Do you see yourself? All of that plays part into your success and or your ability not to find success. And
It's like a fine line.
very fine, razor thin line. I mean, and but the thing is, once you understand that, then that means that you know that you got to work on yourself in all areas. You got to work on your, how you think, how you act, how you speak, how you walk, how you talk, how you, how you handle people, all of those things, have to be minded in order for you to get yourself to where you want to be. And,
Yeah.
And so the thing is that I just tell people first and foremost is that I'm gonna tell you the one thing that it takes to be successful, and that's there is no one thing. It's a little bit of everything. You got to put in the work. You got to grind. You got to go get it.
That milestone, because I feel like what you're trying to come up with when you know you want to do better in life and want to like start a business and stuff like that, and I've started noticing this about myself as well, like that first step, in my opinion, that first step should be you working on yourself, like self-evaluate yourself. And how you were just saying about success, right? Like success is anything you make it, it's nothing like too big and nothing too small and whatnot. And I feel like if you want to make a step towards a great life, just gotta self-reflect on you and see what your bad habits are, or like what you don't like about yourself, and like work on that slowly but surely. And then watch, when you look back up, you're gonna be like, man, I done changed. That's a good success right there. And maybe throughout the journey, you end up coming up with an idea for a cool business and stuff that you want to pursue, and you're just like,
You know,
what?
and to your point, you're absolutely right. I think that, for myself, and I had great mentorship. I think that is absolutely paramount and key. If I didn't have a good mentor when I was 23, 24, 25 years old, I definitely would not have found success as quickly as I did, because my mentor helped me identify and determine where the landmines were, so I didn't step on as many.
Yeah.
But the first thing that you should do is evaluate yourself in terms of figuring out what you're absolutely a rock star at and what you're absolutely not good at.
Yeah.
And whatever you're not good at, those are the first things that I would start doing in order to try to find or build my team or build my relationships. If I'm not good with numbers, if I'm not good with accounting, if I'm not good with sales, if I'm not good with public speaking, every business has to have that.
Yeah.
And so my thing is that, so now I need to start finding some people that are outstanding in those areas, because, two Tom Brady's on the team don't need two Tom Brady's.
For real.
We only need one.
Just one of them.
Yeah, now we need somebody that can, run, kick, catch, block, all those other things. And so my thing is that once you establish what type of player that you are, now you need to go out and you need to find the other players that make your team a Super Bowl team.
Yeah.
And so, so understanding that and being diligent, like even with you guys' business, use the resources that are out there. I don't know if you've taken the time to go and sit down with SCORE. It's the Service Corps of Retired Executives. The first thing I would do is I'd call SCORE, let them know what my business is, They're going to find somebody in broadcast that's probably close to retired or very well off in their career that will sit down with you guys, help you put your business plan together, help you really identify and get laser focused on what you're looking to achieve. So, a lot of small business owners that I talk to, they have a far-fetched idea of where they want to be. I want to have a car, I want to have this, I want to have that, all of those, that's all byproducts of success.
Yeah.
I want to have money. Well, money is the byproduct of success. You take furniture, for instance, that table that the people can't see is probably not made out of real wood. It's probably compressed sawdust that they've used to make that table. You know where they get sawdust from?
From the trees. From the excess wood that is being used.
That's right. So if I'm making a bat is the function of the wood that I have. But what am I going to do with all of this sawdust? It's a byproduct. Well, now they found out ways to make billions of dollars with a byproduct that they used to throw away.
Yeah.
So you have to become just as focused in your business and figure out, what do we produce? What are we looking to accomplish? What other things are we also good at? And can we monetize those things? But without good mentorship and without someone looking at your business and helping you, keep that focus, doing this is fun. But at the end of the day, how does it earn revenue? And what product are we bringing to the public? How does that affect them? How do we engage them more? So I would definitely encourage you. Score is a free service. I have a lot of people tell me, well, I went to Score because I'm trying to get a loan. Well, chances are you're not going to get a loan because you haven't done anything. You haven't accomplished anything. You have no revenue model. So what you really need first and foremost is probably a relationship with somebody that can help you get on the path by helping you identify what your goals are, put that in a plan, execute that plan like crazy. And you're not going to have to go out and looking for money. Money will come and find you. You do what you do well enough. If you can shoot a basketball and hit 9 out of 10 shots, believe me, you ain't going to have to go and look for too many teams. They're going to be looking for you. So can you get the ball in the basket? And that's part of what entrepreneurship is. It's just that it takes many of us years to figure that out, because one of the things that we lack most, especially in our black community, is that, what's this thing that they have that the game is to be sold, not told.
Yeah, I hate that so much. I'm just like, there's no such thing. Because it's like, dude, you got the game, give it up.
Yes,
give it up.
You should.
There's no point of holding out on your people and then want to go literally next week. Oh yeah, I'm for my people in my community. Oh really? Hey, how you do this? Hey, game ain't free.
Yeah.
What you mean it ain't free? You just...
Nah, but it be like that, because I don't know if you seen that Little Jumper podcast, but
Yeah.
It was like the girl, they was like, okay, tell your story, tell like...
Oh, I was literally just like when you were
Yeah.
texting me the other day.
That was-
I was watching it.
And it was like, they would tell your story, for the people that's coming up, so if they experiencing what you experienced, you can help them, guide them through what they going through.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh yeah, the game not free. You gotta
Yeah.
pay for it.
Yeah, no, for real. No, and to that, actually, I thought my thoughts on it was like, for one, Sharp, he's funny and I get why, he has his own thing, but I'm just like, sometimes he just talks way too much. I'm just like, dude, like,
That's his thing.
I'm tuning in, but you can't, cause he do be contradicting himself a lot on there. And I felt like that episode, it wasn't that bad. I actually enjoyed it and stuff like that. And I had agreed, cause I thought Shawty was like, popping off too. And I understand why she was popping off, cause homeboy over here, Sharp popping off too or whatever. But like after a while, I started calming down and stuff like that, cause like I was even agreeing. I was like, dude, just tell your story, cause like the basis was like, she's been in foster care and she's had a rough life, and this dude, Mr. Organic, and Sharp was basically like, well, tell us about that, like, unpack it some more, for the people out there who's either in that situation right now, been through it, or are currently going through it at the moment and just don't know what to do and everything. And like, she was just kind of like not telling it all, but what Sharp was saying, he was like, see, you just pussyfooting around it. Like, I know people who have like rough lives and they don't tell the stories with smiles on their face, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, Yeah, I mean, you got it right there, you know what I mean? But it's just like one of those situations I was just like, dude, be quiet. Every time I turn up on one of his like episodes or whatever, it's like, oh, freaking, he's pretty, oh, game ain't free, blah, blah, blah. Or he'll put some, give some game out to the people and whatnot. And it'd be cryptic. Oh, that's what they were saying on there. She was like, when the girl was like, game ain't free and stuff like that. And Charlotte was like, well, if you really got it then, talk in code for me. I want to understand what you're talking about. She didn't even do that. I was like, why you gotta type in code? I mean, talk in code.
I used to do a radio show on Business 1110 AM, and it was called Small Business Today. And so my show was an hour-long show, drive time radio, from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. And every show I brought in some successful business owner or some successful high-level executive. And one of the things that my show was focused on was I didn't really want to talk about your success. I could go to your website, or I could go to your LinkedIn page and read all the successful things that you've done. My thing is that I wanted every single person that came on my show to tell me about the time that they wanted to take their own life. Tell me about the time when you were at your lowest point and you either quit or was about to quit. What happened? What turned you around? Because there are more people out there that are listening that are in those places, those dark crevices, than there are when we making millions of dollars. I'm not listening to this shit because I'm too busy making millions of dollars. So the thing is that the people that were really listening to my show on a daily basis were people that were trying to figure it out. They needed answers. They didn't need some guy coming on talking about how he had just won 3 Grammys, or he just signed some major multi-$100 million deal, because they weren't there. Yeah. If you want to connect with my audience, you had to come on and be willing to get naked. And there were times when we had grown men crying, as they started thinking back, and those feelings, of desperation. And I remember I had one cat on that came on the show, and he said that he had lost every single thing that he had. And his wife was 100% supportive of him, but she was also 100% dependent upon him, because they had an agreement that she raised their 3 kids and he focused on business. And he said, I had to come home and tell her that we've officially been shut down and I don't know what we're going to do next. And he said it took me about 3 hours to get home that evening, and she's calling me, where are you at? Dinner's ready. Where are you at? And he said he finally had to go in and tell her. And he said that was the lowest point that he'd ever been in his life. But it also, was the rocket fuel, for him to figure out, I can't let my kids starve. I can't let my, and so he started talking about what I did next, what I did after that, and it was one of the shows that we did that we got the most calls in, even, an hour after the guy had already gone, they were still calling, asking questions. And I'm like, well, first of all, he's gone. So
is he still there?
Yeah.
I asked some questions. I've been on the line for like 30 minutes.
But that's the thing that I wanted people to come on here and do, and relate to the people. The people that are listening, they're going through things, they're dealing with things, they're still trying to figure it out. They're still, putting their success package together. And so I mean, our show was poignant in that regard, that I thank God for all of the guests that we had, that they didn't mind getting naked and saying, man, let me tell you about this deal that I messed up on, and I lost $8 million, and I didn't even have $8 million. And so, I mean, I think that might even be a good direction when you guys get, folks come on, man, make them tell the story, and then after that happened, then what did you do to get out of that hole? What did you go? Who did you talk to? And I know that prayer is important.
Yep.
But it ain't prayer alone that's going to get you out of anything.
Hard work, and the next important thing, water. Everybody got to stay hydrated. I know everybody's been lagging on that hydration, you know what I mean? I have too, and I've been drinking my water. But prayer, hard work, and hydration.
I'm dead. But actually, going from that, that's actually a good a good standpoint for this next question I got, because this is a question I've been thinking about that probably a lot of people and like a lot of, especially young people who have like dreams and aspirations of what they want to do. So like me, I got offered a job, trucking job. I got offered a trucking job, and they were saying they'll sponsor me, put me through school to get my license and all that, and then starting salary I think it's like 65, 65, 70, somewhere in between there.
Oh my.
And yeah, pretty
That's a lot.
grown man money.
That's big boy money.
And I know little 12 an hour, 13 hour jobs. So now, for the most part, I really know what I want to do. But from like a businessman standpoint, what advice would you give somebody if like, okay, so now you got, 'cause obviously, you know, you got your dreams you want to go about. So, you know, like I got the podcast, we got scheduling, all yada, yada, yada down, and people we gonna bring in, all that. And, but what do you tell somebody that wants, like, who has dreams, aspirations to go one route, but they've been offered the opportunity like that, especially with good money, to go this route?
So check versus
So like it's like money, good, pretty decent money, versus your dream route, which money probably isn't going to be in the near future.
Well, the one thing that I would say is that what you want most, you will have. That's a universal fact. What you want most, you will have. So let me just give you my quick little story. And keep in mind, this is in the 90s, so you don't need to laugh at these numbers that I'm about to give you.
Go laughing in the comments.
I was going to school at Prairie View, and I was a horrible student. I had been placed on academic probation, and struggled like hell to not get placed on academic probation.
Was you not going to class, or what? Just like
No, I was there.
You just couldn't.
I was there. It just, nothing was sinking in.
I know usually you academic probation, you know, 'cause especially with PD.
No, I didn't skip class. I was there, and that makes it even worse. I wish I could just say, no, I wasn't at a spot, you know. No, I was there. I just wasn't a good student. I wasn't. And then I was in the engineering program, which I am not an engineer.
Yeah.
So I was a fish out of water already.
Yeah.
And then I'm taking classes that did not speak to my soul, or did not speak to my spirit. And I gave a lackluster performance at best, struggled and went on academic probation. The next semester I had to drop half my classes to not go on academic probation. And then the next semester after that, I went right back on academic probation, and then the school just said, okay, we've had enough of your shit. We need you gone.
You gone.
Yeah, and so they kicked me out. So I was living at home with my mother at the time, and I was depressed. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I couldn't get back into school.
How old were you at this point?
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
21.
Okay.
Oh, big 21.
Yeah.
Okay. 21.
And so
drink at this point.
and so then I ended up getting a couple jobs and floundering around for another 6, 8, 9 months. And a cousin of mine came in and said, listen, I just started a mortgage company, and I can't pay you a lot of money. Matter of fact, I can't pay you any money.
Yeah.
But if you come and you work for me, give me 3 months. I'll let you live with me. I'll take care of you, make sure you get to, you eat and stuff like that. But I don't have any money. I just started my business. But you'll be eligible to go and get a job someplace, and I'll vouch for you once I've trained you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, perfect. I quit. I was working at a steel plant in Brookshire, and then I was waiting tables at night, and making pretty decent money doing both, but neither one is what I really wanted to do. So I left there, went and stayed with my cousin. The first month there, I broke their sales records. They were averaging about 8 to 10 loans a month. I did 13 loans my very first month, and did more business than the people that he was paying to be loan officers there. Next month, I did 22, 23 loans. Next month after that, 25, 28. Next month after that, 30 plus loans.
Big numbers.
I mean, I'm killing, but he still ain't paying me, right?
Hey, but your work ethic is showing though.
But I'm learning.
Oh, good.
And so, and this, the reason I was doing so good so fast is because this spoke to my spirit. And so I ended up getting a call from Stewart and Stevenson, which is another plant style place. They built heavy equipment for the armed forces. And they called me and said they had a job for me. And the job was paying more than I'd ever made before in my life. $9.50. Good money.
What y'all know about
Back in
that?
the 90s, that's
Good money. And so
He
my
was balling.
my mother called me and said, hey, this company's been calling here, and they've been calling for about a week. They're trying to get you to come out there. So I called the guy. He and I talked on the telephone. And this is probably my second month working for the mortgage company, right?
Yeah.
And he says, well, I got a job for you. He says it's $9.50. Once you get through your 90 days, that automatically jumps to, it was like $10.89, $10.90 or something. And then after your first 6, so within a year, I could pretty much be at like $13 an hour.
Yeah.
And so, and I told him, I said, man, I really, really appreciate it, but I'm going to stay with what I got. I'm going to keep the job that I got right now.
That was with your cousin.
That was with my cousin.
Yeah.
And he was like, man, it must be a pretty decent job.
Free?
How much are you making? I told him, well, that's just it. I'm not being paid anything. And he was like, wait. Let me get this. So you going to turn down my $9.50 to keep making, he said, they made any promise to you to pay you, at the end of the month, end of the year? He said, no promises. There's no guarantees. There's no promise that I'll ever get paid. The only thing they're saying is that I should learn enough here in my first 90 days that I should be able to go someplace else and get a job.
For real. It's all that loyalty.
And he said, hey, brother, good luck to you with that. And then I called my mother and say, hey, Mom, I talked to the guy, but I turned it down. She said, you turned it down? You a damn fool.
That is how it is, though, because it's tough. It's tough to, like, because we were talking about it before. We were talking about, like, it's tough to, when something you do is not, like, speaking to what you want.
No, it's got to speak to you.
Like, it's like, you
gotta feel it right here.
So
we've been in factory jobs. I just been like, man, you know what, man, I'm walking out of here.
You know, it ain't it.
That's right.
And
that's totally okay. It's totally okay.
Yeah.
Listen, you got to eat. You got to do something. But you also got to hustle and grind to find something that speaks to your spirit. And going back to your original question, I didn't take the job. My mother even tried to get me on at the post office. And when I didn't take the post office job, she got really upset at me. And I told her, I said, Mom, I watched you work for the post office for 25 years, and not one day did you ever come home and say, ooh, I thank God for this good job. Ooh, I'm so glad that I work at the post office.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is everything that I always wanted to do. I am so blessed to have. No, it was always these goddamn people getting on my damn nerves and this and that. I said, so for 25 years as a kid, I had to come home and listen to you lament about having to go to this place in order to get money. I don't want to go there.
No, yeah.
And so I stayed with what I did and ultimately became who I became. So my point to you is that if you take a job, now had I taken a job and somebody paid me $50,000, well, let's change this economic scenario for the 90s. Had somebody hired me and paid me $40,000, I probably would not be sitting on this couch right now today.
Yeah.
Because I would have just did that because I was so desperate. I wasn't desperate to be a business owner. I wasn't desperate to be an entrepreneur. I just was desperate to make money. And the only reason that I became an entrepreneur is because nobody would hire me and nobody would pay me.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. So you got to be very careful. I'm where I am almost by chance. Some people would argue differently, but I was not after being, a shot caller, a baller, a millionaire. I didn't have any of that on my mind. What I wanted was security. I wanted to be able to pay my bills, but I never could find a job where somebody would pay me at least what I thought I was worth, which at the time was like $40,000 a year. That's all I need.
Yeah.
But God kept me from that so that I could stay hungry, so that I could keep, being used, so that I could. So if you just got to be careful. If you go out and take a job making $65,000, that you're going to, not become, settled in your decision, that you sort of, let your goals just sort of wither and die on the vine.
That's the hard part. I'm like, usually when you, especially with money that, like, I think the average American make like 53,000. So 65, 70K, you making pretty good money, especially for someone 22, 23 years old.
Right.
Making top 10% of people my age.
Yeah.
So, like, I know, like, if you get in that position, it's very easy to get entrenched in the, got a girl now, got a kid now, got bills, got a house, got rent.
And then you start working for those things and not for yourself. Like right now, with no wife, no children, everything that you do is you're doing for you. Your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, all that's important. But then once you bring a wife into play, once you bring children into play, those selfish things have to take a back seat. Now you have to, you have to become
selfish for us. The family dynamic that we all want, that's what we working for. But I ain't gonna lie to you. If I end up having a family sooner than later, God forbid, you know what I'm saying? I love you, Lord. But don't bless me just yet. I'm not ready. We had this discussion. I don't care if my child 2 years old, I'm putting that hustle mentality in you. Go ahead, brother. Go sell some lemonade. Let's go do something like that. I'm a teacher, you know what I mean? Because yes, I'm in your life for life. But you're not gonna take all my money, not all of it, okay?
Yes, they are.
Because you here.
Yes, they are.
Don't mean I ain't gonna put it in this for us.
They're gonna take it all.
I think
I'm gonna hide it. Gotta hide it.
Average kid to 18 is like $1 million.
I thought it was like
it's $1 million.
You spend like $1 million from like June 18.
I heard it was like 25, like 2,500.
Oh, 2,500?
Yeah.
Nah.
Oh, no. Am I tripping?
Yeah,
Bro.
you tripping. That's like a dentist bill.
No, it was half a mil. That's what it was.
Oh, 500?
Yeah.
I've heard that it's $1 million.
Yeah. I know things get so expensive out here.
Exactly.
And gas.
Yeah.
Jesus, I can't.
It's hard, but I got faith. When you got faith and dedication, what you good at, and that people.
Yeah.
We got support here. Everybody here, we got support. We got people up here saying like, I like the podcast. I like what you got going on and all that. So, you put the consistency in it, and especially to grow on the team. I know eventually it will get to something. That little 65, 70, that's like,
for real.
It ain't gonna be that much, soon.
It's gonna
be everyday money eventually.
Well, you guys should be, how old are you?
I'm 23, big 23, you know what I'm saying? That's when it's all clicking.
And you are?
21.
21.
Big 21, my man can go out there and buy some alcohol.
Now is the time where you should be, your value is low.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
And it's probably the lowest it'll ever be in your life.
Facts.
So accept that and understand that really you should be able to find some solace in that. I wouldn't let that upset me. Mm-hmm. So right now is the time. Just like with myself, I became an understudy. I became I did an internship, basically an internship in a business that made me a millionaire by the time I was 30. So where are you spending your time? Where can you give of yourself in your knowledge right now where it's going to give back to you, a level of education that you can go out and take care of your family for the rest of your life?
Yeah.
And so, and for me, it was the real estate business. It was when I went and worked for my cousin, what he taught me, I took to the highest level. So my thing is that you should be reading right now. There should never be a time when you are not reading some book on business or metaphysics or, or
anything
on various subjects, including history, and a lot of the business ideas that I've come up with by reading, books that, of some man who told his story and how he did it, how he won, how he lost. And I expounded on that. So you should be studying all the time, always reading.
I know I am. That's
and
like
with that
everything.
note, this was a good episode.
It's been
we did a little extra overtime, but we got some good information.
Hold on, brother. Don't be saying that too loud. These walls paper thin. They're gonna be like, what? They been out in there for 20 minutes extra?
If they start sending my 5 dudes up in here like, hey man, hey.
For real. Be like, hey, y'all gonna have to get wrap it up.
What you talking about? We pay for more time. I don't know what you're talking about, sir. You bitch, man. No, but I agree. That was a great episode. This has been a great episode. And if you guys enjoyed today's episode, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you know when we are posting. And don't forget to comment #BlackManDon'tCheat in the comments if you have made it this far. If you notice, we also did it in the beginning, so then we don't forget.
And don't forget to follow the Instagram page too, to keep up on everything we do personally, because we're going to be doing some more expenditures with the business.
Yo.
Definitely follow the no fans allowed, _allowed.
Oh, jeez. I'm sorry, Lord. I'm choking.
Yeah, you heard him. No fans _allowed and on Instagram. All that good stuff. And we go live at least once a week. If we miss a day, we're going to go live sometime that week. But we going to be live on Instagram. What's today? Today, Wednesday?
Yeah.
I think tomorrow. Yeah. We going to be live tomorrow. This is going to be out already. But look, we already told you. We started at 7 and we go on to at least 8:30. So come in, interact. If you want to join in the live. We're going to add you on there. Y'all go to the Instagram. You can see the other lives we did. And yeah. Any final words? Anybody?
Well, y'all know what to do. Go ahead and do that. All that good stuff. Like, subscribe, comment.
On that note, we out of here.
Bye.